Welcome back, Crits and Failures, to another episode of the Critical Fail Podcast. This is the continuation of our main quest, as we will now be trying to bounce back and forth, at least for the next little while, between our main quest here and the Noob Squad series, where Matt is the DM. I hope you are enjoying both of these. Please let us know. This episode continues our regular game where we find Thordin, Oorith, and Liam pushing on after that rope bridge fight they had, with gravity being their number one enemy, and they are continuing to test out their new friend Shakey. As always, this episode is brought to you by Matt's Mats. Matt's Mats are the acrylic 1-inch grid system that we make and sell ourselves. It supports us. You need to buy them. Please help us, save us. Gosh darn it, please. And even if you can't do that, just like, favorite, share, subscribe, follow, comment, all that good internet stuff. That really does help us out a lot. And, try and tell somebody about our show, or both of our shows, or Matt's show. Make me feel bad. Make his show grow beyond all belief. And this one just, be left behind as its brother becomes the star. And then we'll have a Cain and Abel type episode where we see who's greater. Here you go. Critical Fail, episode 36. Dwarves do dark things.
So this guy, though, apparently is the mythical creature which is responsible for all the bad doing of Detroit.
Oh, kind of looks like Shakey.
A little bit, I think. I was looking at you spellcasters. Cantrips are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're ridiculous. It's not even
funny. They really are.
See, and that's why I would never play someone that has spells. Multiple...
Well, you just own with them. It's craziness.
Losing the die.
Well, like Amy was doing with the that fire one.
Yeah.
Just critting on everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I guess that's just the norm for
girls. Seriously,
clerics.
For women, like my wife did that too. She I'm gonna take this little first level, this level 1 fire spell and kill everything with it. One hit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, really? Almost ready here.
And I don't even think lay on hands requires a roll or anything. I just say I heal you for 20 points and then I subtract, or 10 points, and then I subtract that from my total healing pool. It doesn't take any hit dice, doesn't take any action, or it takes an action, but it doesn't take any rolls or any nothing.
Yeah.
I just have to run over to you and touch you gently.
Don't always have to heal you hard. In some fact, sometimes that's not nice to do. Sometimes you gotta make some love. And fucking give us some smooches too.
Sometimes you have to plead.
Say, wait, I'm gonna heal you softly.
I'm gonna heal you.
I like how you gave me a look how dare you? And then you just jumped in.
Or jumped right in, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, let's try this again. I will admit last time I was mildly disappointed in the way you guys did this, but we give you one more shot to do this. Which is the recap how last session went.
Oh,
as your character.
It was way too long ago.
And if not, maybe, or, okay.
Well,
I could have Shakey recap it if we want, but...
No, because I don't like the voice you make for Shakey.
It's
bothersome.
I don't know what to tell you.
Alright, so Thordin.
Yes.
Thordin went in. There was a big chasm.
Yes.
With really crappy rope bridges. Mm-hmm. Tried to cross it, then there was goblins, then we killed them all. A couple people almost fell and died, but no problem. I had faith. We'd all make it.
Nula. Faith in Nula.
Just, yeah.
Thornton had a love affair with a ghost.
There was a ghost that is well aware of my current standings. Of being...
Disciple of Ula.
Almost level 5. was the big discovery of that event. The bane of Jeff's existence. Yeah, and then we found our way to a barracks.
Yes.
And are holed up sleeping in there because some of you squishier people had low health points.
Which we're also headed towards the crypt
Yeah.
right now, right?
I've got a message to relay
Yep.
to the kind folk
Which
of the
only
crypt.
Thordin is allowed to go into.
It sounds like
Supposedly.
anyone else is a bad idea. That's how it's sounding.
Yeah.
There's other people entering is a bad idea. Is that an all right recap there, DM?
Sounds fine. Sounds fine. This is my voice. Yeah, absolutely. So where we last left you guys specifically was inside this barracks where you had stumbled your way there after this battle. Some of you were very grievously wounded, like Liam was, and you guys took a long rest.
I erased my remaining hit points were 29, so I don't know what you guys were complaining about.
I was killed at one point in time, then revived. Then I think I was hit back down to like 4 hit points, but somehow survived the battle, then healed ourselves, and then we had another fight, and I somehow was healed again, and
Exactly.
You survived.
I survived.
You survived. I will survive.
As long as you know how to love, you know you'll be alive.
Well, there's a problem then, because Liam, I don't think, knows how to love. Well, sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches, a good ale.
Just, yeah.
All the good sandwiches.
And he's got a strong love for the outdoors, doesn't he?
I do.
It's true. And wolves. Mm-hmm. I think sandwiches are the only thing that have never betrayed Liam's trust.
Especially free sandwiches.
That you know of.
So you guys wake up in this barracks. You guys had cycled through a watch, but that was fine. We'll say you all got a full night's sleep. But you spent another 12 hours, in this barracks to get that full rest, to get up to full, to relearn your spells, and to kind of patch yourselves up. I mean, again, you guys smell like wounds and goblin guts and dank underground cave. So, Thordin smells like home, Thordin.
Except for the bard who prestidigitized himself clean, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's regularly doing this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I'm
So he
really surprised
smells-
neither of you are doing it.
He smells slightly of lavender, where we are goblin guts, blood,
Yep.
decayed shields. A little bit of acid left there. Yeah. But normal dwarf musk.
So as you guys wake up, whoever took the last watch, let's say it was Liam, kind of kicks you guys in the stomachs to wake you up as nicely as he can, and there you are. What would you like to do? What would you like to say? Where are you guys heading next?
Now, if I recall, this barracks had no windows.
Not on the second floor where you guys hold yourself up yet, right?
Okay.
I believe you're up on the second floor and you kind of barricaded the stairs
Yeah,
down.
Stairwell. Is there, are there any
You can do this for the barracks. Up to the second floor if you want.
foreign sounds or anything that we can hear happening below us, or
Throughout the night,
normal.
and I died.
Throughout the night, I'll say that you guys, whoever was on watch would hear the occasional skitter scatter, kind of like, something being dragged, something hard being dragged across stone, or maybe like a couple like whispered utterances, but nothing that could be completely made out through the barricade and through the stone. So there was definitely activity, but nothing quite justifying waking up your snoring friends. It would be wise to think that some things could be aware of where you are.
Well, I say, let's just make ourselves a little peephole down
Gotcha.
through the barricade.
Yep.
And see if there's 14 spears being held by goblins pointed at our heads.
So you head over to the west side of the room. Could you slide the compass rose on the camera? There you go. You head over to the west side of the room, which is I think where I had the stairs last time, and you kind of clear away a little thing. You peer down through with your night vision, Thordin, and you don't see any spears pointed at your face. In fact, it looks empty from the little bit that you can see down there.
Do we have a token for Shakey, or are we just
Yeah, we should have a token for Shakey.
is it just this guy?
We'd use just that guy. He's got a baseball cap.
He's got a baseball cap on.
Fine, fuck it. I
How's
like that? Whatever you can have. You can draw some shakiness on there if you want.
Ooh,
Whatever you feel like.
his name is
shaky.
Shakey because he's actually shaky.
Yeah.
I feel like that's shaky.
I like it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
A little grumpy. He kind of saunters over behind you guys and says, "What we do next when we kill Red and Jellyfoot?"
Well, next, got to make our way to the crypts. I got a message to deliver.
Ghosts in crypts.
Yeah.
Goblin no-go in crypt.
That's fine. I got it. And then, yeah, we'll go kill those guys. That sounds good to me.
Can I see them?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are down here.
So we're in the barracks.
Yep, and you're going to make your way all the way east.
The crypt is there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think we should definitely, on our way, we should definitely stop in the gem building as well as the iron building, because I could use some more arrows, and it would be helpful to see if there's anything that I could maybe make a makeshift arrow out of, maybe some arrow tips or something.
Okay, I've got a quick question. What's the other building?
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
I think it's this one.
I think you're right. Way over there.
Yeah, it's in the opposite direction.
It's in the wrong way, but it's not far from where we are.
No, it's not far from where you are.
Now remember, there is a spider-like whatever
Yep.
around this area.
Spider crab.
Shakey's warning before. Spider
Yeah.
crab.
Spider crab. It sounds like an elevated
Venereal disease.
venereal disease, yeah.
The
Not just crabs.
The good old spider crab.
I got
It's
spider crab.
Spider crabs.
Yep. Which sounds extremely unpleasant.
I'm sure it is.
So, yeah, so there you guys are still talking. What do you guys, where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, I think...
The gems first.
You think gems first? I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking that other seems to be a fortified area,
It is. It is surrounded by a wall.
Yep.
and I'm wondering if that's where an armory might be.
Okay, so Jake, just to help you out here. So we are basically dead center, and in front of us there is 4 buildings.
4 very large buildings.
Four large buildings.
There you go.
Oh,
This
yeah.
might be easier.
That would make it a lot easier.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean by fortified. Okay.
So,
It's kind of to half scale.
this is other. We're in here. There's a road that leads straight to it, and here are
That's
the 4 buildings.
Silver, gold, gem, and iron are what those say. And then that little bridge above the iron is where the crypt is.
Okay. Yeah, let's check out the fortified place first.
All right.
So
Can I-
work our way left and then head all the way from west to east, headed towards the crypt.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll probably have to encounter that beastie
So,
regardless.
can I ask Shakey if he knows what's in that building?
Sure.
I don't have to interrogate him or anything, do I?
No. No.
Who does number 2 work for?
Shaky said, so you kind of you look at the map and it takes him a minute to figure it out because he's never really seen the map before, but he's familiar enough with what you're talking about. And he's like, goblins no go there. Dwarves do evil works in that building. Dwarves mess with things no one should mess with. He's like, but got big wall around it.
All right. New information. What do you think, guys?
You're the dwarf, so Mr. Thordin.
What's the worst that dwarves could have been doing?
What evil work are your fellow kin doing?
I can't know everything that every dwarf has ever done.
It's a little racist to assume so.
Right.
He's not level 5.
Do you know
yet.
Steve? He's a dwarf.
I'm not even proficient in history. Yeah. I'm wondering if this is, because we heard about some fairly evil spellcasters along the way, didn't we?
There appears to be some sort of dark mage or warlock, human or elf, visiting the hobgoblins up at the palace. That's what you've heard about, and kind of gallivanting around here once in a while. As well as, of course, Ipamari, Oorith's bestest friend, the mage who took part of his
Yes.
finger.
We must go there now. We can find some clues to their whereabouts.
Ipamari was a lady. Hey, Scott Churchill.
Hey, Scott Churchill. Yeah, Ipamari was a lady. So you guys can...
But like a human,
Yes. Yep.
not a...
Correct.
Was it human? I thought she was half elf.
She might have been half elf. The DM doesn't have that right in front of him right now. Let's say taller than a dwarf.
I'm pretty sure she was a half elf.
Yeah, totally a half elf.
But not a dwarf.
Not a dwarf.
All right.
So you guys are
dwarves.
still up there in that top kind of dark room, peeking down through the hole. Can go down to the lower level of the barracks and go outside and decide which way you want to go.
Here, allow me to assist.
We can typical marching order out of here or down. Do we send Shakey first? That's a good question. I think after the last encounter, I trust in Shakey enough that he's not gonna
Yeah, he seems to
betray
have his
us.
I think he's
got a mirror, but does dark vision work with mirrors?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see why not.
it work the
Okay.
same
Yeah.
way.
Matt, can you point that mic a little bit towards you?
Loudly.
Loudly.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't work the same. It's
Sure. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's reflecting light, and your eyes are sensitive to a certain amount of light. So without going a little camera nerdy,
So
it
we're
would
doing-
absolutely work.
We doing all stealth-like piece of bubble gum on the end of the hammer, looking around the corners.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Sure. So Oorith sticks his hand out there. So make a perception check, Oorith.
Me? I can't see anything. It's dark.
Oh, you're like, it's clear, guys.
I think he was handing me the mirror.
Oh, okay. And then Thordin takes it from him. Thordin takes it from him and checks too. Go ahead and make a perception check, Thordin.
2.
Yeah.
My
ju-
perception
at-
adds 2, so 4.
Yeah, the bard had it right. Actually, it looks like there's nothing down there.
Perfect. It's
Yeah.
clear, guys.
Looks
We're
like
good.
a pretty clear room. Like a very ransacked and just full of garbage and detritus kind of room. Nothing really down there worth explaining at the moment. Just the lower level of the barracks. Got some windows. Very very faint light coming from outside that your dark vision can see, but not like a very strong torchlight or anything like that.
So it's not like the entire barracks is on fire with us inside of it.
Correct.
All right, that sounds good.
Less fire, more darkness.
It looks clear.
I say we head down and try to scope out this other building.
Do we feel safe going to the other building with dwarves that do things that nobody should ever do?
Seems like you're the most
Yeah.
likely person to...
I already asked you what dwarves that shouldn't be doing other things should be doing.
And I'll
That didn't make any
remind you
sense.
of the conveyor belt room.
That was very likely Ipamari, the conveyor belt room.
Yeah,
I'll say.
that's still fine. I just
Traps.
not super comfortable with this room, but if that's where everybody wants to go, that's where we can
It's
go.
very passive aggressive of you. Absolutely. Okay, so could you move the barracks map then, and put you guys down kind of on that bigger map next, right, like right above the barracks. Yeah. So this map is like half scale because of just how big everything is. But I wanted to give you guys a sense of where you're moving around. You guys kind of pour out of the barracks, and you're standing there, and again, and like you are right below. Which building are you guys right below on the map? It's
Gold.
Gold, yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I'll give you a little description of the outside of Gold.
And am I the only one who can see it, or is there enough light outside?
Nobody said that they lit any light, so only the dwarf and...
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't lit anything
The dwarf
either.
and Shakey can see it?
Exactly.
Perfect.
So, is anybody else lighting a light source, or are you guys just holding on to their shoulders as you go?
I'm holding on to the shoulders for
Me
now.
too.
Okay, fantastic. So Shakey doesn't really give a crap, but Thordin, what you see is a tall building rising probably some 40 feet up above you and going off to either side. It's about 80 feet wide on the narrow side, so very large building. And there is a relief carved into the lower part of the wall, and it is. Sorry, let me find it again. Here we go. Yeah, it is. Sorry, a massive relief carved on the side. It shows kind of like where you can kind of see. You just kind of see like dwarves at work. Do you want to kind of explore it a little bit more and see if you can make out more of it from where you are? Get a little closer, or just gonna ignore it for now.
It looks like dwarves at work.
Yeah, some sort of relief kind of sculpture into the wall.
Like mining style, or
yeah, they definitely. Yeah, like kind of. You can see like a dwarf man with a hammer up, and he's got an anvil here, and you can tell that the relief kind of goes off into the either direction. But just
let's be fair, dwarves don't only do one thing, guys.
Yeah, no. Well, I wonder. Yeah, it's curious to see if they're all depicted on this wall or not.
All of the different things.
Yep. Smelter.
Awesome.
Also smelt things.
They do smelt things to make more hammers to hit things.
I don't feel any interest in exploring it more.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's what you can see from where you are.
Start walking towards the other building.
Walking west, absolutely. Okay, everybody make a stealth check, and we'll do kind of like a cumulative.
I've got, I think.
Shakey's very average.
I think
18.
Nice.
I gotta double check.
You think you rolled a 1?
I haven't rolled yet because I think I get disadvantage because of my mail.
You get disadvantage plus. Do you still have the hooves on? Because then you get even more.
No, he's had those off for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, I took them off. I'm not really getting anything, so I get disadvantage. Chainmail, I get disadvantage, right?
I didn't think so. I thought there would just be a minus.
Yeah, I think it's just like a -2. I looked at that last time we played for that fighter.
Equipment. Disadvantage.
Okay. I guess
For chainmail. Yep.
Wow.
For
stealth.
Oh, chainmail.
For stealth. Yep. Stealth is
Well, that's not a bad roll still.
dexterity. So 14
Wow.
is mine.
Okay.
That's my
14
worst.
is mine.
14. Okay, yeah. You guys are making your way fairly quietly.
Alarmingly quiet.
Alarmingly quietly. Thornton's like, holy crap, you guys were being quiet. And you guys start heading
And
west.
everybody else goes, shh, shh.
You're just so excited.
And I'm like, whoa, it's working. It's working, guys.
So I'll let you guys make your way west. If you go straight west to the kind of to the southern mouth of that, the other area. Yep. And you guys come up against another low wall, like that scribbly wall that I drew there. Outside, there's a low wall. It's probably just about, like, I don't know, 8 feet tall. Not super tall. It's kind of more of a recommendation than an actual barricade. The mouth of it stands open, and there's a relief carved into this one as well. Over here, the relief is kind of depicting. Let me see here. Sorry, one sec.
One of many possible dwarf jobs.
One of many possible dwarf jobs. It's got a depiction of noble-looking figure standing on clouds, raining down lightning bolts on demonic-looking creatures crawling from the earth, carved into this low wall, and it appears to be kind of depicting. Maybe not a specific battle, but the never-ending battle of dwarves against those things which want to kill them.
So as a paladin,
Yes.
I can appreciate this.
Yeah, you're like, rock on. Yeah, it's very heavy metal.
This is my kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or gal.
Yep, exactly. The workmanship here is very, very, very nice. And off in the distance, you can just start to make out the much smaller building, probably about 80 by 80. That's kind of nestled into this wall, and the wall extends, to the north on the side.
So it was on the wall, was that?
Yes, on this low wall where you're
Okay.
kind of at is this relief.
By low wall, do you mean like my height?
I said like 8 feet tall.
Oh,
Like double your height?
Yeah.
so like I might need a hand.
Yeah, but the pathway is open.
Oh.
Where the road is wide open. And it appears that there's actually no gate there. So like the wall is almost more
Just some like
recommendation than anything else.
All right.
Of course, it's dwarven, so it's sturdy. But
Right.
yeah.
It's made like crap, but let's go through.
Okay, so you guys head up. Here's slide over to this one. You guys put yourselves like right in the front of this. As you're walking up, a perception check. Those who can see.
Is that the normal marching order?
That would just be the
You need a
door.
shaky.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, shaky too.
Yeah. Normally I'd be behind Oorith, but it works out. It doesn't matter. Neither of us can see, so.
Yeah.
Perception 4.
Nice. You hear no, go away, and you look back at Shaky, and he's shooing something away, and that's all you can tell. That's what you see. You can ask him what's going on, of course, but that's what you see.
I ask him, what was that?
He says, spider crab baby, it's fine, just one.
The spider
I'm
crabs.
casting light.
All right, you cast light. You
Cast it on my armor.
Okay. You will find yourself standing in front of a very nondescript kind of like 80-foot by 80-foot building on this path. You look around and you just see your 4 party members, the stone ground, the stone floor, goes off into the darkness outside of your spell's range. The ground that you're standing on is fairly well worn, as though many, many people walked up and down this narrow path here over the many years, and that's basically what made the pathway. It was never carved in or cobbled or anything like that. It was just worn smooth by many a feet. And there you are. You're standing outside of it. It's got a simple stone door suspended on rusty metal hinges on the south side here that you can open up to if you want to enter inside. And there you be.
Go in, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
How's the door looking?
Maybe we should look for traps.
Would somebody like to check for traps?
Somebody not rolling
Yeah.
2s?
I'll give it a shot.
Well, are you?
Search his wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a -1, so 18.
Oh, not bad at all. Yeah, you
Yeah.
check the door, and you kind of futz around with it a little bit, wiggle it a little bit, and it actually doesn't creak when you move it, despite the rust on the hinges. It moves kind of easily. And, you peek, you do the whole looking for tripwires and looking for whatever. Nothing seems to jump out at you. You feel fairly certain. So simple is the design of this building that it would be very hard to hide a non-magical trap, at least.
All right.
It's true.
Just head on in.
Did you guys
Yeah.
find anything? We're good? Good to go? All right.
No, we're good.
Okay, you guys walk in. Move yourselves in a little bit. Let me see.
And then a bomb goes off.
Matt, as I'm going to just give a brief description of this thing, and if you just want to sketch in kind of what I say, loosely, you can. That'd be wonderful. I'm just going to throw markers all over the place.
Okay.
So, a chill curls up your spine and out over your skin as you look upon this room. The carvings on the walls are magnificent, a symphony in stonework, but given the themes represented, it might be better described as a requiem. Scenes of death, both violent and peaceful, appear on every wall, framed by grinning skeletons in ghoulish forms and ragged cloaks. Inside the room is a large sculpture in the middle of the room. It is broken desks of all sort and garbage are thrown about its base, kind of stacked up against it as though, basically the room looks very, very ransacked, and just tons and tons of garbage was thrown up against the base of this thing, getting it out of the way. The sculpture shows a powerful dwarven man with his foot on the throat of a beardless dwarven man. Anybody can make a religion check.
Religion? That looks right up my alley.
I never look
knowledge history.
I never look up your alley.
Natural 20.
Nice. This is definitely
And I've wasted it.
and I don't have it in front of me, but this is definitely Moradin stepping on the throat of Ragnar. Moradin is like the more generally accepted god of dwarves. Almost the Odin of dwarves, and he's standing on the throat of Ragnar, who, if my memory serves me correctly, without that information in front of me, is a evil he's basically the devil of the dwarven world.
Because he doesn't have a beard.
Because he doesn't have a beard. It's cut off in shame and something long, long before history books. But, maybe he got a bad rap.
So there's lots of bad, ugly, nasty things depicted all over the place.
Yeah.
There are a ton of just random crap thrown against this thing. And this stands damaged, undamaged, happily?
The room, the sculpture?
Yes.
That's a good question. The sculpture is fairly unperturbed, and as are the sculptures that were on the wall. Yeah, the sculpture, you know, it's got a fine kind of sheen still to the marble that made up it. It was worked very, very well. It's almost got like a translucent quality, so well was the workmanship done into it, you know, where even every like little ripple of muscle is kind of evident as you peer upon it. Very finely crafted. The rage on Ragnars's face is full of pain, and the rage on Moradin's face is full of love and justice.
Excellent. Anything else we see in the room?
You can make a...
Is there an exit? Another entrance?
If you guys want to poke around?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we start.
Okay, everybody make a perception check.
19.
10.
I'm perceiving now.
12.
So you guys make your way around. Shakey's kind of just walks kind of out in the middle of the open area and just keeps an eye on the south and the north. Very quickly you realize there's another door to the north, a fairly nondescript door leading out, and that's closed also. The room was definitely ransacked, and everything was like broken apart and cleared, but you know, so there's very little stuff to dig through unless you actually want to like dig through the base of the statue where all the garbage is piled up. Outside of that, just nothing really kind of jumps out at you. There's no one here. There's like no signs of goblins. You kind of notice after seeing like various tribal things walking around. No real bones. No droppings.
Why would they throw everything in the room hastily against the
statue?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking
Instead
about
of
as
the
well.
outer walls.
Especially if the statue is depicting something that they would think of as, like, almighty or just.
Well, the thought would definitely be that the goblins did the ransacking, not the dwarves.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, do we want to...
Check out the door to the north?
I guess I want to start clearing it away a little bit.
Okay.
And see what's coming up.
Okay.
And
Maybe...
if it's buffering a lot more, please bring it up in chat. If anybody else notices it. Hopefully this fixed it. OBS seems to be happier. We're hopefully not using as much bandwidth.
Now with this like build up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got dwarf standing on dwarf.
Yes.
Are they like on top of a platform, or can we like see all the way down to their feet?
Yeah,
Can we see halfway up their knees.
Well, the garbage is kind of bearing the bottom of them, but if you can clear it away, I'll definitely tell you.
Yeah, so I think we should maybe clear it out to see what it says around the base, maybe.
Awesome. You guys can start to do so. You start pulling away the garbage and detritus from the bottom, and pretty quickly you realize that it is in fact on sort of big, thick, like kind of circular dais. So, you know, it's probably about 2 feet or 3 feet off the ground to the top of it, to where the bottom, the beardless dwarf is laying on his back, and the dwarf is standing on top of him. And the base is kind of large and ornate. And as you uncover it, for those of you who can read Dwarven, it indeed says, you know, the eternal, eternal battle between, the battle rages on. It says around the bottom.
Do we find anything in this debris, or is it literally just garbage?
Perception checks, everybody. +5.
Okay.
Plus 5 onto what we just rolled?
Yep.
23.
19.
+5 onto what we were...
Onto whatever
rolled.
your total was, because you're looking in the right spot.
Okay, so that would be 12.
How low did you roll?
No, don't tell him. Don't tell the DM how low you roll. Ever.
Always tell me if it's a 1.
I guess my perception is one of my...
I get +1 perception.
Oh, I get +5.
Yeah, see, there's the difference.
I've got
Plus
-1
5
to mine.
plus 5 equals +10?
Sure. And so you rolled a 13.
Yeah.
I rolled a 13, and I'm at 19 because I got +1 +5.
Yeah, I got 23.
Yes.
So, you're all poking around it. Nick, you kind of put your hands and you're sliding them around, and on the upper curve of one of the letters, there's a little catch, and before you can even think about it, your finger triggers it, and one of let's say the emblem that was holding part of the carving of the letters like opens up, and there's a drawer there that you can pull out more if you want to.
It's full of a magical warhammer.
Wait, he doesn't lose the tip of his finger?
I feel like
He wasn't using his finger.
I feel like this is one of those situations where like as soon as you can maybe hear like the you know, and, like, something starts to open, Thordin runs over and just kind of pushes me out of the way.
I was like, ooh.
Ancient Dwarven secrets.
For some reason, he missed the sound of it because like somebody else had thrown a desk, so it is all your moment.
Yeah, all right. Then I'm gonna slowly pull out this drawer.
Okay, so you slide it out, and in there is a cloak. It is a finely made cloak, and it appears to be covered in black like crows or raven wings. It like makes up the outside of it. It's it almost seems to kind of like shimmer as they move. Do you pull it out of there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mid-length cloak. It'd probably come down to about the middle of your knees.
I'm gonna kind of just hold it up to examine it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very simple, but it's very finely made. And there's almost like a thrum of power that kind of pulsates off of it. Let me see how nice the people who put it here were. All right, and then there also appears to be a piece of like leather there in the bottom that has some words kind of etched onto it.
In Dwarvish?
Yes.
Can I read it? Or?
Yeah. Do you grab it?
Yes.
The leather breaks. Make a perception check. Nice. The leather breaks apart in your hands and turns to dust, but as you do it, you're able to make out the dwarven word for flight, and whatever that may be. Flight.
Shakey, what's going on? Why'd you leave us?
What's shaking?
Oh boy.
He says, everything fine here. Everything good.